When we talk about you have to go all in, you have to go all in living life in your terms. You have to go all in manifesting and success. So when we talk about this stuff, when you hear someone says you got to go all in, see, most of you don't know what that truly means. So even for me, sometimes I say you got to go all in. Sometimes I say you got to draw the line in the sand. But see, most of you don't know what it truly means. You see, you conceptually understand it. You can say, well, Chad, no, I understand what that means. I understand what it means to draw the line in the sand. That means you're not backing up. I understand what it means. You have to go all in. But the reason why you're not getting results is because you're not going all in. You're not drawing the line in the sand. Because when the going gets tough, you run back to your comfort zone, like a little scaredy cat. Okay? You say things like, oh, Chad, I go all in, but there's also a plan B, C, D, E, and F. You see, when most people really change their life and live life on their terms, and manifesting works for them, if you want to call it manifesting, okay? See, what they figured out, and the reason why it works for them, is because they had no other choice in their life. Okay? They didn't have a plan B, C, D, E, and F. They only had plan A, and that was it. You know what I mean? When they drew the line in the sand, they were willing to go down with the burning ships. You know, their back was against the wall. They had no other choice but to make it happen. So in this video, that's what we're going to talk about. Okay, I don't even know the name of this video yet. I might call it the no BS manifesting technique, because this is going to be no BS advice. How do you really go all in? What's the truth to this? Okay, how do you really draw the line in the sand? Okay. And let me tell you a little story. Go make some popcorn, bring it back. Go eat a piece of chocolate. See, what I found was, and I was actually doing this, and if I'm not careful, you know, I will go back to the old self. I will go back to the old version of Chad. What I find, like probably my weakest point during the day, as far as what I mean, my weakest point where my mind wants to go in the gutter, I want to think negative. Honestly, the weakest point of my day is in the morning time. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because my mind is still sleepy. My conscious mind is waking up. Dude, if I'm not careful, dude, my mind will go in the gutter. I will think negative situations, think about the past. I will think about it on loop. I mean, for 1 or 2 hours in the morning, if I'm not careful. Now, as I get up, I make my coffee, I sit down and sip it. Usually I'm the only one up, because I'm the one that wakes up early. I'm the crazy person that wakes up at 4 or 5 in the morning. Sometimes I wake up at 3:30 in the morning drinking coffee. So I'm the only one up in the house. And what I found, like I said, what I found was I'll sit there in a negative loop for like 2-3 hours, and then I'll become aware of it, and I think, holy shit, I just sat here for like flipping 2 hours, and my mind just went in the gutter. And the second part of this is in the morning time, where that sets up your day. So for me, when I say draw the line in the sand, you got to go all in. You know what all in really means? It means when I wake up, it's all about inner conversations, self-talk, how you talk to yourself. Okay, we might call it affirmations, robotic affirmations, or you got things you say to you. But this is what I want to tell you, okay? This far into the video. I didn't want to share this with you right in the first 30 seconds. You see, when you go all in, you got to be extreme, my friends. You got to be extreme, okay? If you're over here thinking negative, okay, you got to be extreme on the other side, Okay, you got to talk yourself up like you never talked about yourself before. You know, you got to make a list of 100 words, 100 phrases that you read every single morning. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is. You got to talk like you're so arrogant, like I'm the best, I'm sexy, then I'm God's favorite. Okay? Because it is true, I'm God's favorite. Okay, sources inside me, just like sources inside you, you're God's favorite too. I'm God's favorite. You know, money's attracted to me like flies on shit. That's how I talk to myself because I kind of have a wacky sense of humor. You know what I mean? Talk to yourself how you actually talk. If you're kind of funny, say things kind of funny. You kind of quirky, say things kind of quirky. Okay? I can't spend money fast enough. If I listen to this, if I bought a car every single day, I will not run out of money. I cannot spend money fast enough as how fast money's coming in. Okay? You got to talk to yourself like that. That's what I mean, is you got to be extreme. Okay? Let me give you another example real quick. It's kind of windy out today. I don't know if I want to, it's kind of chilly and windy. So I don't know, they honestly, all this that used to be nice and shaded, that had a lot of trees there, but they cut them all down during rainy season. So there's not too many places to walk where I'm not getting beat by the sun. Okay, but let me give you another example real quick. Okay, let's talk about, well, this is a perfect example, is let's say you're an empath. Okay, and you're a mixture. Like if you're an empath, okay, what happens is that you can feel other people's energy. You can feel it. When you walk in a room, you can feel other people's energy. But the biggest thing with an empath, what you have to understand is that yes, you can feel other people's energy, but you actually absorb other people's energy. You absorb their emotions. Let me give you an example. Is when you absorb someone else's emotions, it means you're going through it just like they're going through it. Listen, even though it is not happening to you, isn't it so true? When you're an empath, you're absorbing other people's emotions. And you're going through it just like they're going through it. Okay. Another thing with an empath is lots of times, the dogs are fighting over there. Lots of times is you'll be a combination of like the nice guy syndrome. You're passive. You don't have no standards and boundaries. Okay, it'll be a combination of stuff. So if that's you, or if that's like one of your traits in there, see what happens is you got to be extreme. Okay, you're over here. Sorry, I'm holding the camera. I can't use both hands. If you're over here being an empath, you can't just go in the middle and think, well, I'm just gonna go in the middle, still be Mr. Nice Guy, still be kind of passive. The issue is, the reason why it's not working for you is because you're too close to that old self. You have to be extreme. You got to do a flip-flop. Okay? Hey, no. Stop that. All the dogs come around me, you want to fight. So let me walk the other way because these two are following me. So let me walk the other way. That way they get away from the other dogs. But what I mean is you got to be extreme. Now, I don't mean if you're an empath, you're extreme, you're going to become a narcissist. But what I mean is you're extreme because if you know you absorb other people's energy, you're extreme. You're like, hey, your shit is your shit. That's your bullshit. That's your bullshit to deal with. It's not my bullshit. Stay over there. You have to be extreme for a little while. Okay? Because what I found is when you're extreme, you're way over here. You'll be extreme for a little while, but then you'll come down to the middle. Okay? You're too far away from your old self. You actually come down to the middle a little bit. Let me give you another example. Let's say these dogs are still following me. Trying to have an important talk with you, and all these dogs are following me. Some are like Lon over here knows me. He comes over here and plays with the pups. Okay. So he's following me up. How Thailand works, he's following me up. I'm kind of a little bit far away, but there's dogs in different neighborhoods, and that's why they come down. They're both males, so the lawn's a female. So, hey, 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 no, down. See what's going on here? So let me keep on going. See, if you get like, for some, if I walk down, see, he'll go back up. See, it's funny, like with animals, especially in Thailand, you kind of see territories a little bit with animals. If you go a little bit farther down, see, he's just standing, he won't come down. Okay, but this is like another kind of territory of dogs. So that's why I'm kind of walking down here, because these two will follow me, because they live kind of over by where I live. They know me. I used to feed them. That's why they know me, because I used to give them, I used to feed them before we got the puppies. But anyway, that was a little intermission there, right in the middle of the video. Where was I? Okay, let me give you another example, like with standards and boundaries. Okay, let's say like when I was raised, listen to this, guys. When I was raised, I wasn't raised with standards and boundaries. Okay, meaning like I wasn't raised how to set standards and boundaries. I wasn't raised like communicating very good. I was more raised with you listen to dad. Dad was very, very overbearing. You did what dad wanted you to do. If you didn't, you got in trouble, or he spanked you, or whatever. Okay, pretty much when I was raised, you know, even if he saw me being confident, he was the type of person that, oh, you think you're confident? You think you're a big man now? Big man now? I'll take you outside and show you you're not a big man. It's almost, it was like beat out of you. You know what I mean? So when I was raised, you know, very small, okay, I was an empath. Because that's usually how, if you're an empath, that's usually how you became an empath. Because as a child, you learned to read other people. And usually you've learned it with your parent. You read, maybe you had an overbearing parent, so you learned to read their energy, and you kind of told yourself, or you knew that, well, now's not the best time to be around dad. Okay. But you basically honed in on this skill as an adult. It didn't go away. You just got better at it. Okay. So long story short here is that I didn't grow up setting standards and boundaries. And I didn't grow up enforcing standards and boundaries in my life. Okay. So what I mean is being extreme is I'm going from my old life, my old stuff, going from setting no standards and boundaries. You got to be extreme with it. Okay, you set standards and boundaries. What I mean by extreme is you might not handle yourself very professionally in the beginning when you start enforcing your standards and boundaries. You might have to get yourself mad and angry to enforce your standards and boundaries. Okay, you might get in arguments with people because you're enforcing your standards and boundaries, my friends. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, but you have to understand, but that is okay. Okay, you have to do that. You have to stay here for a while, because eventually you'll get better at it. Eventually you'll come down to the middle a little bit. And in the middle is where I can enforce a standard and a boundary, remain calm. Okay, I don't need to be angry or upset over it. I can communicate with you and just say, hey, look, you know, I don't treat you that way. I would respect it. You don't treat me that way. Okay, I can talk like that. I don't need to have a mental breakdown. But the thing is, you know, you need to be extreme for a little while. You understand, my friends? This is what it really means going all in. This is what it really means drawing the line in the sand. Is you gotta be extreme with it. Same way with manifesting 101. Okay, you gotta be extreme with your self-talk. Like I said in the beginning of the video, you gotta be extreme with it. Okay, you gotta talk to yourself like you've never talked to yourself before. You gotta put yourself in that state. Okay, you basically gotta out-talk. Listen, you basically have to out-talk your old self because your old self is negative. You got the negative chatter going on all day long. You gotta out-talk that. Okay, you gotta be extreme with it. Okay, that's why I said, no matter what you say, okay, talk like you. Okay, you get up, I'm the shit, I'm the $15 million man, baby. Okay, I get everything I want. I live in Dubai. Okay, no matter what it is, if I want it, I get it. Okay, be arrogant. It's okay to be arrogant. Most of the time, you know, it's that old self, it's that old conditioning, it's how we're brought up, okay, either directly or indirectly, where people start saying, oh, Chad, oh, well, you sound arrogant. Oh, you said shit in your video. I don't appreciate it. So what? Don't listen to my videos. Okay? That's me being extreme. That's me being unattached. You understand? Because you have to be extreme in the beginning. You have to be unattached in the beginning so you can get good with it. Okay, when I say sources inside me, dude, I'm the favorite one. I'm God's favorite. You should talk like that too because you have the same power. You're God's favorite. Okay? And when you start talking like that, it lifts you up. Okay? You're out talking that old self. That's what I mean. You got to be extreme with it. Then you get better at it. When you start making decisions, maybe that old self is very, very indecisive. Maybe like me. No, I was brought up, okay, very, very indecisive. Why? Because my dad made decisions for me. As long as I lived in his household, okay, he made decisions for me. So I know a lot about this stuff. You guys got to pay attention a little bit. I know a lot about this stuff. Okay, why? Because I had to go through it. Okay, you understand? You know, I had to learn. I'm not learning as a flipping kid. I'm learning as an adult, baby, how to make decisions. Okay, it didn't really start for me until after college. Okay, and even then, I wasn't very good with it. Okay, even with making decisions, you got to be extreme. What do I mean by that? Okay, you got to stop making decisions like that old self. You got to be extreme with it. You almost have to do the fucking opposite. You understand? That's what I mean. It's going to be scary. Okay, when people say draw the line in the sand, you got to go all in. Well, I mean, you got to go all in. There's no escape plan. You can't escape from it. You got to go all in your mind that, dude, I'm willing to go down with the ships, baby. If the ships are burning behind me, I'm willing to sink with it because there's no escape. You know what I mean? I either win in life or I perish. You see, most of us, and I'm included in this, guys, is most of us, we want to lie to ourselves. We say we draw the line in the sand. We say we're all in. I mean, how many of you are guilty of this? We say you're all in on a diet. I'm going to get in shape this year. But all you do is jump from one diet to the next and you say that diets don't work. Well, because you never stick to it. You know what I mean? You never do what you say. See, lots of times when we talk about manifesting techniques, it's not the technique. You understand? It's not the manifesting technique that don't work. It's you that's not working. You haven't figured out yourself. Okay? It's your bad habits. It's your negative looping all the time. It's what you truly believe. Listen, whatever you assume to be true for you has to happen in your life. This is why I say in other videos, people's driving by. Spike up. This is why I say in other videos is that you are in control, but you got to get to listen to this. You got to get to a point where your back is against the wall. You got to make this stuff work because there's no other option for you. You see, we have a plan B, C, D, and F. All that is your comfort zone. You might call it something different, but it's your comfort zone. You're making an excuse for you to run back to your comfort zone. That's all you're doing. Okay? Like when I came up here to Surin, I've told this story before, I'll summarize it really fast. is we came up this, so I'm in Surin, Thailand right now. Okay, we've been up here for 11 months. I've been in Thailand for 4 years. Okay, this is where Ang's dad lives, her house is, and stuff like that. We came up here. That's why we're still here. We're only going to come up for a couple months, but Ang's dad's health, he was not doing very good. Okay, so that's why we're still here. But since I was up here, I was doing a lot of identity work. But one of the things I became aware of is that being up here where there's nothing to do, no distractions, we're so far away from Bangkok, you know, with no traffic, Bangkok is 6 hours away. The reason why I tell you that is because that's the closest airport. So the closest airport is 6 hours away with no traffic again. Okay. But for some reason up in Surin, there's a lot of things I had to deal with. There are a lot of things I didn't like. Okay, I was doing identity work at the same time. I was drawing the line in the sand. I was going all in on this identity work. You know what I mean? Peeling that onion. And let me tell you, is that's why life is happening for you, for your benefit. Because Thailand, Surin, Thailand at the time, became a no escape plan for me. I couldn't escape from it. I couldn't run from it. There was no plan B, C, D, and F. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, there was no comfort zone for me to run back to because every time, dude, I felt like leaving flipping Thailand at least, minimum, at least 10 times since I've been up here, since I've been in Surin. The only thing that keeps me from flipping running back to the United States, back to my comfort zone, is because I feel like my back is against the wall here. Okay, I gotta make it work. I have no other choice. You understand? Okay, my ships are burning behind me. Either I sink with the ship or I succeed in what I want. You understand? Because in my mind, listen to this, in my mind, since Surin is so far away from the airport, it's so much a flipping hassle to flipping run back to the United States. You know, I gotta book a bus, then I gotta take the bus ride, minimum 6 hours to Bangkok, then I gotta book a hotel, then I gotta book a plane ticket, then it's 30 hours. It's 30 hours back to the United States. You understand? So the hassle was so there, I didn't want to go through it. So that's what I'm meaning. Like the environment up here, for the first time in my life, put my back against the wall. So whatever I was going through, I had to face. You know what I mean? I had to face the old version of Chad. I had to face that I blame people, I blame situations. I had to face all that. I had to face that I wasn't holding to or upholding my standards and boundaries. Okay, I had to get good and excellent at having standards and boundaries and enforcing my standards and boundaries. Okay, you understand that? Okay, a lot of this stuff was exposed in me up here. And so when it's exposed, you feel like running back to your comfort zone. Even if you tell yourself, I draw the line in the sand, if escaping is too easy for you, you will run back to your comfort zone. That's what I'm saying. See, escaping for me up here, yes, I can go back, but it's not easy to go back because it's so fucking far away. Okay, it made it where it's not easy for me to kind of run and go back. It made it where I had to stand still. I had to become unshakable of chaos going on around me. Nothing was moving me anymore. And that's why I'm doing this video, is because this is how you get things to work for you. Like I said, most people that change their life, or it seems like they change their life overnight, it seems like manifesting works for them. Okay, maybe they're sharing it with you, maybe they're not sharing it with you. But for whatever reason, they made a choice to go 100% all in. They drew that line in the sand and they didn't move because their back was against the wall. Maybe it was just Them being, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of this stuff not working, so this time it's gonna fucking work. Sometimes it's just that. You're sick and tired of not living life on your terms. Sometimes it's like you're sick and tired of being scared. Sometimes it's like I'm sick and tired of running back to my comfort zone. I'm sick and tired of it, so this time I'm not gonna move. Sometimes it's just that. You got to hit that point, my friends. Some of you never hit that point. Some of you, when you get into SP work, some of you don't even understand how to attract your SP, even though you watched 1,000 videos on SP, how to attract your SP. Some of you still don't even fucking get it because you still remain obsessed. You still remain obsessed over them. You still give up your entire life to try to please them, but all you do is get off needy energy, and all that person does is run from you. Even if you attract them for a short period of time, you're going to get off that energy and they're going to run from you again. But you still don't get it. You still think there's like some type of trick. When it's you, everything is within you. You got to change. This is the law of cause and effect. You're the cause to everything happening in your life, no matter if you like it or you don't like it. You understand, my friends? You got to change. You got to become better. When you change, when you become better, when you put a dent in the universe, when you do your hobbies, and you don't give up your hobbies for another person, when you are successful, have a successful career, when you're doing what you want to do, well, guess what? People naturally want to be in your life. Isn't that weird how that works? Okay. Like I need to do more SP videos because like when you're dealing with other people, like with SP, that's really 100% to the T why manifesting don't work in any area. If you want your dream house, dream car, no matter what you want, it's related so much to SP work. The reason why you can't attract your SP is the same fucking reason you can't manifest your dream house or money or your dream car. It's the same reason. Because you're giving off this needy energy that you don't have and it stays away from you. I mean, just like other people can feel that needy energy from you. They can feel this obsessive energy from you. So even if you're the most gorgeous person in the world, they're going to stay away from you because they're going to be like, oh, I get a weird vibe from you. I don't want to be around you. Well, that weird vibe is that needy energy I'm talking about. But that's related to anything you want. The bottom line is you got to change. Everything is from within you, from within out. You're in control. Nothing is outside of you. Nothing. All the answers you seek is within you, but you got to stop running. You got to be all in. You got to draw the line in the sand, and you really mean it this time. I'm not moving. I'm not moving no matter how scared I feel. I'm not moving. No, I can have so much anxiety, I feel like I'm going to throw up, but I'm still not quitting. I might have a bad day, but guess what? Tomorrow I'll wake up. It's a brand new day, baby. Let's rock and roll. Okay? Now, I'm going to get ready to end this video. Let me end it with this. Okay? Those of you that hung on for 30 minutes. Listen to this. It's not about being perfect. It's not about not having negative emotions. It's not about, Chad, you got to handle this situation perfectly. It's not about that. We're not going to handle every situation perfectly. We're going to have bad days and bad moments. Our mind is going to go in the gutter, okay? No matter how much of an expert we think we are. Okay, we're going to get in arguments and fights. We're not going to handle every situation with people the best we should, okay? But what you have to understand is it's okay. It's okay. It's okay for me to be negative. This is what I really learned up here in Surrend. Like I finally just came to a conclusion, a realization with myself. It is okay. And listen, this is what I found. You really need to listen to this. But this might change your life as it changed my life. Is once I was okay with it, it left me. Isn't that an oxymoron? Okay. You see, when you're not okay with it, when you're not okay with yourself, when you're not okay with you making mistakes, when you fight it, it actually stays with you. And it stays with you for years until you finally say, it's okay. It's okay for me to have a bad day. You know what I mean? It's okay for me not to make the best videos. It's okay for me to swear in my videos. It's okay. It's okay for you not to like me. It's okay. I never met you before in my entire life. Okay, I still get up and live on, baby. It's okay. And it has to be okay with you. Okay, because I'm going to repeat myself like a flipping robot, but you need to hear it again. Once I was okay with just being negative, the negativity left me. You know what I mean? Once I was just okay that, you know what, I had a bad day yesterday. That for whatever reason, I was down in the dumps yesterday. My mind went in the gutter too much yesterday. It's okay. But today's a brand new day. Today I got up, I drew that line in the sand, and I said, you know what, I'm still here, baby. Yesterday, that old self might have knocked me down, but it didn't knock me out. So I got back up, I stepped back up to the line. I said, let's go again. Let's go again. Okay, that's what you got to do. Okay, with anything, you're going to say the wrong things to people. It's okay. You know, apologize for it, forgive yourself, and move on. That's the biggest thing. Forgive yourself. Most of us don't forgive ourselves. Most of us don't even forgive other people. You know what? I love what Never Goddard. I got this out of the Pruning Shears of Revision. I listened to this recording from Never Goddard for an entire year, every single day. The Pruning Shears of Revision. This is back in 2021. I did this. Okay. One of the things I got out of this, I love this recording because Never Goddard says, listen, you really need to listen to this. Take the earplugs out of your ears here for a second. Okay? Wake up, slap yourself if I'm boring you to death. Okay, wake the hell up. Listen. True forgiveness is forgetfulness, my friends. You see, when God forgives you, he totally forgets what you fucking did. Okay? So with yourself, listen, it's windy out. I'm trying to talk loud so the wind don't come through the mic. I forgot my little puffy things to put on there. Okay? Listen, true forgiveness is forgetfulness. When you forgive somebody else, you truly forget what they fucking did to you. You don't think about it ever again. You don't talk about it ever again because you forgot about it. When you forgive a situation, okay, you truly forget what that situation did. You stop talking about it. You don't talk about it to 20 of your friends. Then you go home and talk about it to your significant other. Then every fucking holiday you go to, you talk about it again. All you're doing is reliving that experience in your mind, in your imagination. When you relive that experience, that means it's going to happen again to you. Okay? This is like the law of karma. Why in the hell is similar things keep on reoccurring in my life? Because you fucking keep on talking about it. You don't let it go. You don't forgive it and forget about it. Now I'm getting all heated. Okay? Now, of course, Never God would not talk like that in the Pruning Shears of Revision. But that spoke worlds to me because true forgiveness is forgetfulness. And on top of this, guys, this is the whole point to this, is we need to forgive ourselves. We don't forgive ourselves. We beat up ourselves because we thought negative yesterday. Okay? We didn't treat someone the right way. We said the wrong thing over here. Okay? And we hang on to this junk. We need to forgive ourselves. We need to forgive ourselves and forget. Okay, my friends? That's the biggest thing. Some of us are really good at forgiving other people, forgiving circumstances, but we don't forgive ourselves. We need to forgive ourselves, my friends. Okay, now I'm getting ready to walk back home. I kind of stayed up here because it wasn't as windy and sunshiny up here. Like I really love to walk kind of along the road here, but the past rainy season, they flip and cut down all the trees. They cut down all the shade. Now, like if it's hot, today's it's a little chilly because I got the sweater on, but now the sun just like beats down on you. This is what I mean is I won't, you know what? This video is gonna be long. Let's walk back home. I'll take you with me, okay? Unless they start playing music loud or something like that, I'll have to go. But that's what I mean, you gotta remain in the fire, okay? When you go in the fire, the fire is gonna scare the shit out of you, okay? Most of you can't remain in the fire and go on the other side. Guess what? Guess what's on the other side of the fire, my friends? Tribe is your dream life, living life your terms. Everything you want is on the other side. That's why you have to remain. Most of you, even myself, most of you give up. Listen to this. You see that bush over here? I'm gonna walk over to. This bush is your fucking dream life. Okay, this bush right here is your dream house, your dream car, your dream career, money, being a multimillionaire. You know what? When most of you give up, this is how close you are. This bush right here, right here. This is how close you are to your dream life. This is how close you are to your dream house, your dream car, being a multimillionaire, having your dream career, being a successful entrepreneur. This is how close you are when you run back to your comfort zone, my friends. Hopefully you can see me. This is how close you are. This is how close you are when you throw in a towel, but you can't see it because it's invisible to you. But this is how close you are. This is why your old self is fighting against you so hard, because it knows once you go beyond, you're going to have everything you want. And the old self is going to lose control. You don't need it no more. That's why it's fighting so hard against you, because you're standing toe to toe with your dream life. You understand? You understand, my friends? They are playing music down here because our next door neighbor, his dad passed away. So with Thai culture, they play music for 3-4 days. It gets pretty loud, so I can't go down there. So we're going to have to sum everything up here. And comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Chat it up in the comments. Lots of times I try to engage as much as I can in the comments, help you guys out. Remember, I love you guys. Check out the description. That's where all the nuggets are. That's how to get in contact with me. We got a 30-day challenge in there. If you want to really make changes in your life, you really want to peel that onion, go to the root cause, is jump into the 30-day challenge, 100%, okay? But other than that, remember, I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.